D.A.M. in time. Wake up, it's D.A.M. in time. D.A.M. in time. Truth in the booth and the whole chat line. I walk in with the facts, no fluff in the bag. Hot coffee, cold truth, let me raise that flag. They came for the jokes, but they stayed for the lesson. I turn headlines into business confessions. I don't do fake, I don't tap dance nice. I say what I said, then I say it twice. If the world gone crazy, I'm the morning alarm. With a mic in my hand and some smoke in my palm. Say D.A.M.N. D.A.M.N. Say it one more time. D.A.M.N. If the truth hit hard, let it ride. If the show got value, put some love inside. It's D.A.M.N. Everybody say it. D.A.M.N. Don't just replay it. D.A.M.N. We live in the chat. If the facts hit home, go and tap that tap. D.A.M.N. Hands in the sky, wake up, get smart, let the nonsense die. Tap that tap, drop that love. Shack going crazy when that truth show up. Tap that tap, drop that love. D.A.M.N. in the morning now, turn me up. Yeah, buddy. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to D.A.M.N. Dave Anderson Morning News. It's Freaky Friday, people. It is Freaky Friday. Friday for the freaks. Let me know where you're checking in from. Holla at your boy. Let's get it, Poppington. What's happening? Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Look at that. Damn microphone, daggone camera don't want to act right. Get your ass in gear. Talk back to me. Let me know you can hear me okay. Today is going to be a jam-packed show, so I'm super excited to have you here. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what's happening in your world. We are having a phenomenal day. We have made it to the weekend, baby. For those of you who are focused on getting up and out and on your game, today is your day. Wyoming's in the building. I mean, damn. Shout out to Wyoming. What's happening, Titanium Master? What's up, Albie Chill? What's up, Stacy? What's up, Pro Bowler Lefty? What's happening? Just Too Jazzy out in KC Mo. What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, man. It has been hectic. I am not running on a lot of sleep because, man, there's a lot going on. But in case you haven't heard, we are out here. We are out here. I need y'all to click that like button. I need y'all to click that notification bell. I need you to subscribe, and share. This is going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a barn burner because people are talking. Yes, they are. Shout out Aquaman 96. What up, damn nation from the Pacific Islands? I see you. What's happening? Man, when I tell you I am just blown away by how much has taken place in the past 24 hours. And I know the question on everybody's mind. Dave, have you heard from Godfrey? Nah, I ain't heard from him. And I don't think I'm going to hear from him. But we over here moving. Apparently, people are a little bit upset. I didn't even catch this yesterday. But your boy Godfrey's out here bugged out.
Shout out to Black American Homeland. Said hello, Dave Anderson in Southeast Asia. Hey, what's happening? Appreciate you. The Iceman is in the building with the $5 super chat. Says pleasantries and salutations to the DAMN fam. Reporting live on my first day waking up a blue belt. Salute. Hashtag 305, hashtag B1, hashtag cut the check. Yeah, man, it's hectic because I think we're at a place now where we've decided that we're not going to take nonsense lying down. I did not catch this, but before I even get to that, I think it's time for us to take a look at our counter. Yesterday was day one, but today, it's day two. And we've got an open invitation to Godfrey to come on the show and have that conversation, because a lot of people are having that conversation. A lot of people want to have that conversation. Miss Cruel says, aren't you a pro fighter? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I have gotten myself to a point where being able to have fights are amazing. Training physically in Kempo, Krav Maga, kickboxing, and boxing have been phenomenal for not only my weight loss, but my mental and physical stamina, being more health conscious, meal prepping, all of those things. So yes, thank you for knowing that. A lot of people don't even know that. So I really appreciate that. I really do. Oh, you watched me yesterday? Oh, man, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here, Ms. Cruel. Thank you so much. Make sure you consider being a YouTube member. This, that, and the third. We out here rocking. WD Mobile Notary says Godfrey ain't showing up. He needs to, though. Oh, he going to show up. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. One way or the other. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you one day. Maybe next week. I'm going to get you. But no, man, it's crazy. I am so thrilled for everybody who has pulled up. But there's something I missed in that live stream yesterday because I didn't see it. I really did not see it. But I want to talk about it. And I want to know what your thoughts are. Also, make sure that y'all can hear me okay. Please let me know. Super chat, give me a comment. Let me know that you're hearing me loud and clear, that my camera is good, the lighting is good. You can hear and see me with no problems, because that is important. I want to make sure that we are able to be seen and heard okay, because I want to share this with you. And I didn't even know that this was a thing. I could not believe this when I saw it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to roll some beautiful bean footage. It really is. We're going to go just a little bit before the point. Oh, that's a hard. Oh, that right. That's not flattering. That was not a flattering screen grab right there. I apologize. I ain't no way playing that. Y'all saw I just clicked it and it went right there. Look. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this, and I want to hear your thoughts about this, because there's a lot of talk in regards to what has been said so far, and somehow folks are coming to the conclusion that maybe Godfrey is feeling some type of way, in a negative way, towards foundational Black Americans. And so I have several questions I would like to ask you, my audience, as to what he has to say. So let's go ahead and roll the beautiful beam footage. Let's see if we can get it rolling here.
Egypt, of all people, I really believe that France can win it because it's an all-African team.
Now, does Argentina have Africans on there?
I don't know. I don't know if they do. What is the Argentina? I don't think they do, because they're so whitewashed. Yeah. Argentina, no, that's not the term. Vieira is a loaded, racially coded, socio-spatial slur. It's used to stigmatize working class backgrounds with criminality and social inferior, which is fucking bullshit.
Whoa.
They probably add flavor to you pieces of shit.
Isn't Argentina one of the other countries that didn't like label slavery as like
Right.
It was
Israel, us, and Argentina.
They say like all the Nazis.
Hey, so wait,
escaped there.
FBI, are you calling a tether on what? I don't
FBA,
know.
are you?
What's FBA?
FBI is Foundational
Are you
Black
calling
Americans.
a tether?
Foundational Black assholes.
Hold up. Wait a minute. So now we're foundational black a-holes? That's what we're doing? They say that when you're angry or when you're drunk, that's what's the word I'm looking for? That is the most honest you could ever be. So then my question to you is, did you just hear him call us a-holes? And we're supposed to believe that this man cares for us, respects us? No. I could have heard it wrong. Let's run it back. Roll it.
Shanty towns by associating poverty, dark skin, and working class backgrounds with criminality and social fear, which is fucking bullshit. They probably add flavor to you pieces of shit.
Isn't Argentina one of the other countries that didn't like label slavery as like
right?
It was
Israel, us, and Argentina.
They say like all the Nazis.
Hey, so wait,
escaped there.
FBI, are you calling a tether on what? I don't know.
FBA, are you?
What's FBA?
FBI is Foundational Black Americans.
Tether?
Foundational Black assholes.
Yeah, these are very high quality Raycon open ear buds. I know I heard what I heard because he just called us foundational black a-holes. That's not nice. That is not nice. If you're trying to convince us that you're on our side or that you care about us because you grew up in Chicago, you was raised in Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Why in the world would you refer to us as foundational black a-holes? That's not cool. I don't like it. I think it is, what's the word they like to use a lot? Divisive. Let's see what happens after this. Roll it.
They disallowed Egypt's goal. Dude, they cheated. They're cheating, bro.
So he says the disrespect and then keeps talking about soccer. I'm sorry, football. It's football, Dave. Death. Don't be disingenuous, Dave. It is football. What is wrong with you Akatas? You Akatas don't know sports. You Akatas don't know medicine. You Akatas don't do well in school. You do not read. I have read more books about your people than you have. I know Francis Quest Wessick. Because now I tried and y'all got on me. Oh my gosh, y'all got on me saying, Dave, you're being too respectful. Dave, you're being professional about this situation. Dave, you need to let that tether have it. I am not going to lower myself. I'm not going to lower myself. I'm not going to get here and be petty. Dave, what the hell is going on? Just Too Jazzy says, I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by Dante. Who's Dante? Is Dante Dante's not the Indian guy because that's Vishnu, right? And then the guy next to Godfrey, immediately next to Godfrey, is Akeem Woods. So Dante's the brother in the middle. All right. Oh, Joe Price had something to say. What did Joe Price say? It's so refreshing to see a proud gay black man. Congratulations on coming out, big bro. You're so brave, and we're all really proud of you. I'm not gay. Would you like me to sleep with your mother in order to prove the point? Because I can make that happen. But Joe Price, since you have so much to say, if you're feeling froggy, jump. I guarantee you this is some tether talk. I guarantee you that this is a tether. And see, the thing of it is, if I were gay, I'd be very proud to be. But I'm not. And it's disrespectful and it's insulting to the gay community, because I'm pretty sure that that's their lifestyle or their sexual proclivity that you are disrespecting and using it as an insult. Not only is that intellectually immature, it's disparaging. If you gay, you gay. But trying to call a straight man gay is utterly ridiculous, especially when you are so lucky to be here, because your mother could have easily swallowed, or you could have wound up in a napkin or discarded at the railroad where she was turning tricks in order to make you. So I'm trying to understand exactly where you get off trying to say that as if I'm supposed to be somehow offended or upset. I'm a married man, and trust me, what I have done in this world as a heterosexual Black man is nothing short of amazing. So, argue with your mama, or the closeted, down low, slack-jawed North American, big back, small penis Negro that laid down to make you. But we know Joe won't come up here. Joe has another 2 minutes. But again, that's not even going to make it happen. But shout out to Long Street Full with the $20 super chat, saying the OJs wrote a song about this behavior called Backstabbers. And they're smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Is it still backstabbing if they use a spear? Is it still backstabbing if they're using blow darts? If they are using gazelle leather slingshots, is that backstabbing? I need to be clear. I'm just trying to understand. I'm really trying to understand. Is it backstabbing if they're flinging elephant feces at us that has been fermented over time in the hot Nigerian sun? I'm just curious as to whether or not that still qualifies as backstabbing. Back shilling, back shuffling, back in goosey soup spitting, but backstabbing, probably not. I don't know. But thank you, Long Street Full, for the $20 super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Nate Hall says, I see a lot on these Republican talk shows promoting Osei Duke Jackson, who is a registered Republican. What's wrong with being a Republican? Oh, that's right, because Black people love saying they're not a monolith unless you're voting, because then everybody's got to be a monolith, because somehow Democrats have done such a bang-up job of taking care of foundational Black Americans since they've had the ball for the past 62 years. If you'd like to come up, let me put the link up. Let me put it in the banner so that you guys can come on up, because it seems like y'all got a lot to say. And I don't really have an issue with that. I want you to come on up here and express your thoughts. So it's on the ticker. You can feel free to come on up here. If you're enjoying the show, please share it and support it. I definitely appreciate it. So that's insane. FBA Convo says, why are we not talking about X-Men 97 on Disney Plus? Oh, we're getting there. Don't get ahead of me. We've only been at this for a few minutes. Like, let's not do that. Let's certainly not do that. I am lighting some incense. Can a foundational Black American light incense? Or is incense Pan-African? I'm just trying to get the rules now, because I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But I'm trying to understand what we did to Godfrey that we're foundational Black a-holes. I'm trying to get that understanding. Lincoln says, Flycat, so comic fandom is a sign of homosexuality now? Damn, I've been gay since the 6th grade, and I've never slept with a man. Listen, let me explain something to you. My brother, Aaron, God rest his soul, would say, Dave, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. I kind of agree with that to a certain extent, but I'm not the boss. I'm the owner. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm not a boss, I'm a CEO. I hire CEOs. Therein lies the difference. So if I want to have a movie accurate Stormbreaker above my Wakandan bathroom and have a vibranium toilet with a movie accurate Killmonger mask on the inside, I can do that. If I want to put Killmonger on my wall next to the comic book 616 Avengers and have an Iron Man from Captain America Civil War on my wall, I can do that. You want to know why? I own my house. I own my life. I own my time. And if you ever had the intestinal fortitude to come up here and have a conversation with me, because it wouldn't be a debate, it would be a destruction, I would own you too. So if you got an issue with the fact that I love comic books, pro wrestling, but I am also a scholar and a college professor, call your mom about it. See if her Amazon package of fresh knee pads came. But please don't come over here talking about what I choose to do with my time and my money. Because I guarantee you, I'm paying more Black people to feed their families than you are. End of discussion. Sheena says, Dave, if the tip of the spear enters your back, then yes. Okay. All right. Fair enough. But what if it bounces off of my back? Now, is that like, I know that it's not a drive-by, but if you're riding the back of a zebra while throwing the spear, would that be considered a ride-by or a run-by? I'm just trying to understand where we are as far as whether or not this is backstabbing we're talking about here. Let's go. It looks like we've got another super chat. Shout out to Disco Kryptonite with the $5 super chat. Said, have you read the comic where Storm took over Wakanda? It's super freaking good. I've been hearing about it. I have not read it. I will read it today. My Marvel Unlimited subscription is top tier. Have you guys picked up this book? This right here. I just got this from Barnes & Noble. It is Spider-Man Stories from the Spider-Verse. It is phenomenal. It's got Spider-Punk, Anansi, who is the father of all of spiders. You know, he's African. Can I talk about Anansi? Am I allowed as a foundational Black American to talk about Anansi? Because, you know, I read books too. And not only do I read books, I've written 23 of them. This is my 22nd consecutive bestseller right here, The Real Black Agenda. I got a copy for Godfrey if he'd ever show up. Somebody tag Godfrey and tell him to come on over. Tell him to come on over. Matter of fact, you know what we should do? I was, because my voice is feeling a lot better. It's not 100%, and I probably did more damage to it yesterday. But I recorded a song for Godfrey. Would you guys like to hear it? Wrote a song about it. If you'd like to hear the song, I would love to play it for you. Let's see here. Oh, my brother, Akwamba. Akwamba's in the building. Ever since watching this show, I'm not surprised he is mad. The way he talks shows he wants to be FBA so bad, he thinks learning the history gives him a pass. And that's from a half African. This man is half foundational, half African. Boy, now, is that considered Black on Black crime? Is that considered tether on tether assault? Did Godfrey have, by calling us foundational Black a-holes, is it safe to say that maybe Godfrey had a tether tantrum?
They probably add flavor to you, pieces of shit.
Isn't Argentina one of the other countries that didn't like label slavery as like
right?
Israel, us, and
Argentina.
Argentina.
They say like all the Nazis.
Hey, so wait,
escaped there.
FBI, are you calling a tether on what? I don't know.
FBA, are you?
What's FBA?
FBI is Foundational Black Americans.
Tether.
Foundational Black assholes.
They
disallowed Egypt's gold. Dude, they cheated. They're cheating, bro. The FIFA now
that in the Olympics too, they cheat.
Now that
So we've had him talk about Karen Hunter. We've had him talk about Black women and say, I've lost deals because I've defended you mother effers. And by the way, this is sometimes the problem with being well read but not well comprehending or well versed in what that means. If you knew Frances Cress Welsing, she did an entire talk about what the term MFer actually means. So my question becomes, why would you refer to Black women specifically as MFers? I'm just trying to understand, because that to me makes no sense. Nate says, Tarico and Tucker Carlson, why would foundational Black Americans, because I don't think you mean Facebook, be going to all of these Republican hosts on Fox News? I think you should have a conversation with absolutely everybody, regardless of where you lie politically. If you can't do that, then your conversation has absolutely no intellectual merit. If what you're saying can't hold up to scrutiny, then it's probably some BS. Respectfully. But Nate Hall, if you've got, because that was like your third comment, why don't you come on up here? Let's have a conversation. It's Freaky Friday. The doors of my show are always open. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Get This Work. 3 minutes on him. Black Wall Street Eyes with the $5 super chat said, Dave, actually, you can talk about Anansi. The mythology survived the transatlantic slave trade, so it is both African and foundational Black American. Yes. I'll take that. I'll take that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm trying to understand. And by the way, it's so hard to keep up with all of these things. I'm getting some. Oh, whoa. Drop it. Crank it. Anansi was great in American Gods, played by Orlando Jones, who is one of the best actors. I don't know if he's method or not, but I am such an Orlando Jones fan. And speaking of Orlando Jones, if it wasn't for a foundational Black American, because I'm pretty sure Orlando Jones is foundational Black American, somebody fact check that for me, Godfrey would have never been the second 7-Up guy. How quickly we forget how many doors we opened for you. You know, us MFers, us foundational Black a-holes, as you say. Very interesting. One Switchblade said, play the song. Albie Chill says, the tether tantrum is crazy. What else would you call it? FU2, you better thank a YouTube member, says Godfrey is the definition of a tether. He's doing everything to undermine and insult the foundational Black American lineage. Flycat said, Godfrey better apologize. I'm saying. Yeah, no, I definitely go there. TZ said, well, it's up now, God P. Oh, come on, man. Oh, Flycat says, what does MF mean, Dave? So back during slavery, they would try to breed us, and they would blindfold us and blindfold women. And some of those women would be our own mothers, and they would make us sleep with our own mothers. Thus the term mother. So yeah, that's what that means. So that's crazy. Nate Hall's a DNC show. Anyone in the chat, you can complain about calling them African names and then discuss and complain about why aren't you up here? Nate Hall, I think you got less than a minute to get up here. The Roots remember said, hey Dave, where do Caribbean people fit in all this African versus FBA? It's not African versus FBA. I have never once heard Vietnamese versus Japanese, because the Vietnamese, the Koreans, the Chinese, the Mongolians, the Filipinos, they all realize that they may all be Asian. The Indians, the Pakistanis, they all may be Asian, but they have different bloodlines, and that's okay. So my whole thing is, I feel like Caribbean people have a rich culture. I feel like Nigerian people, all African people have a rich culture that they should be proud of. The only issue seems to be that when foundational Black Americans said, hey, we're delineating because we're not just going to allow everybody to claim like they're us, because what winds up happening is a concept called erasure. And that is taking out the truth and replacing it with something else. It's almost like a real life version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where aliens come in and they take our bodies, they skinwalk through us and try to pretend to be us. None of us, when we go over to Africa or the Caribbean or South America, start pretending to be anything other than what we are, a guest in that country, even if we decide to patriate into that country. What are we talking about here? So apparently, we're going to go ahead. Whoa, TZ said Orlando Jones wrote all his parts in American Gods and it was too deep, so they dropped him. That's another person I'm a huge fan of that I would love to have on the show. Orlando Jones and Michael Jai White are dream guests for me. So is Brian Hooks. If you know, you know. So apparently, y'all want to hear the song. So I'm gonna play the song, and I want your feedback. Now, keep in mind that I'm an artist, and I'm sensitive about my ish. This song I dedicate to Godfrey. It's called "You Know Me." Bear with me. My voice wasn't top tier, but I think you're gonna like the song anyway. You know, thank God for editing, mix down, and levels, right? All right, here we go. This is the DAMN, Dave Anderson Morning News premiere of You Know Me. If you like it, send me a super chat.
Foundation bounce. DAMN. I told y'all the chair is open, but the mic ain't scared. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Name in your mouth, not a truth gonna follow. FBA the topic, but the chair stay hollow. To the mouth. Pull up tomorrow. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Talking on the culture, but the table too shallow. FBA built in, I respect, gotta follow. To the mouth. Pull up tomorrow. You know me. You know me. Follow button talking like bro, don't show me. You know me. You know if FBA the topic, put the mic before me. He said he don't know me. Okay, that's cute. But he been on my page like he checking the proof. He is on the gram, now he brand new. That follow button snitch, what you want me to do? I ain't mad, I ain't chasing no fame. But don't play lost when you mention my name. I got receipts in the math, don't miss. You can duck the chair, but you can't duck this. This ain't anti-African, this ain't hate. This is grown man talk with the facts on a plate. I respect your roots, respect mine too. You keep speaking on us, now we speaking to you. Talk about us, talk around us. Use the culture and clown us. Say unity and doubt us. If we so divisive, why your whole show about us? You say you don't know me, but you follow. Name in your mouth, not a truth gon' follow. Be the topic, but the chair stay hollow. To the mouth. Pull up tomorrow. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Talking on the culture, but the table too shallow. FDA built it, now respect, gotta follow.
Yeah. David came through with the accent mistake. Southern black speech ain't trauma on the plate. Not Nigerian, slow down with pain in the cake. That's church blues, jazz, and grandma with the shake. That's porch talk. That's code switch. That's Sunday shoes. That's cotton field grit. That's survival turn rhythm. That's genius with a wit. So don't explain my roots with a podcast clip. Where was the FBA? Where was the C? Where was the voice when y'all spoke on the speech? You can't call it unity if we never get to teach. That ain't diaspora. That's a one-way street. The chair is open. The mic is hot. You said my name, now answer the plot. The chair is open. The mic is hot. Stop becking the question and dancing the shot. A follow ain't friendship, everybody knows. But don't act lost when I'm in your scroll. I'm not chasing clout, I'm chasing correction. FBA lineage needs proper protection. Civil rights blood, open doors for the flight. Now everybody landed trying to rewrite. I don't need worship, I don't need pity. Just don't speak on my house like I'm not in the city. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Name in your mouth, not a truth gon' follow. FBA the talking, but the chair stay hollow. Tell them out. Pull up tomorrow. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Talking on the culture, but the table too shallow. FBA built in, I respect, gotta follow. Tell them out. Pull up tomorrow. If FBA the topic, FBA gets the mic. If you keep saying our name, then come speak right. The chair is open. Don't make me count. They won already. You know what this about.
Hey, foundation.
All right, what's the verdict, party people? What y'all think? I would love to know how y'all feel about the song. Chelsea Green with the fire emoji. Iceman says it's about. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Yo, the last thing you want to do is be a contestant on my Summer Jam screen. I'll have that song released to all major platforms next week. But yeah, no, I think it's I thought it was creative. Tell them out, pull up tomorrow. Yeah, and for those of you who are saying that's Afrobeats, no. That is foundation bounce. Your boy Dave Anderson is the father of foundation bounce music. You say you don't know me, but you follow. again, I did the best I could. See, we got a $5 super chat here. FP2 said banger, and the lyrics are on point. Listen, my pen don't fail. Listen, if Sean Garrett's the pen, I'm definitely the pencil. I am definitely the pencil. No, David Oyelowo. Man, listen. Y'all better hope I don't get a budget. Yeah, that's the radio version. I'm not cussing. I don't cuss on my records. I never cuss on my records. Iceman, you better thank a YouTube member. Been here for 3 months. That means Iceman is arguably one of the first YouTube members. We have been at this for 3 months, which is unbelievable. He says, Dave, had to save this one for hashtag Fan Friday. You got to do it one time. Fam, please pull up the official trailer for Legend of the... Wow! Listen. Listen. When I tell y'all, there's very few people I fan out about, but Jason David Frank, God rest your soul. Legend of the White Dragon, I'm going to go. We're going to put that trailer up right now, matter of fact. Let's see if I can find it for you. Yeah. That's a good one. And for those of you who are wondering if I've got more things to say about Godfrey, I do. Let's go ahead. This trailer dropped 2 days ago. And we're going to go ahead and roll this beautiful bean footage.
This city needs the White Dragon back.
The prophecy tells of a duel between the two dragons of a shared crystal. One, the White Dragon, and the other, a dark dragon fueled by a fiery rage. The prophecy calls this entity Dragon Prime.
Who the hell are you?
The one with the power to give you what you desire.
This city will not rest until Eric Reed is held accountable.
The world never needed the White Dragon.
Hold up, was that Diggle? Was that Diggle? Yo! Okay, let's keep going.
We can't do this without you. You want to pick your color? All of this guilt, you have to let it go.
Eric, let's go!
For us, for the world, for your family.
The spirit to fight is still strong within you.
You can't stop me.
Let's find out.
Wow. Whoa. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Jason David Frank is beyond goated. I call myself the goat herder, but Jason David Frank, if they had just let this man do a power, him or Austin St. John or Walter Jones, if any one of them had gotten the rights to Power Rangers, listen, even though Jason David Frank had some things to say in regards to there were a lot of fan-made Power Ranger trailers and short films, and a lot of them were a little bit, R-rated. And he would say, you got to still look out for the kids. I don't know what that man was going through where he decided to unalive himself, but man, listen, that was phenomenal. Yeah, Michael Madsen was in that bad boy. Yo, listen. FU2 said, are any of these movies actually good movies though? Will people not in the comics like the Marvel superhero style movies? I think if you like action, if you like drama, if you like suspense or thrillers, then yeah, I think so. I mean, there are political thrillers. Y'all don't have an issue with that. There are sci-fi thrillers. To me, Terminator, Alien, Predator, any of those types of movies are comic book adjacent. So if you like any of those, I can't see why you wouldn't like this. But if y'all don't see that is definitely a Power Ranger suit, I don't know what to tell y'all. That R-rated Power Rangers was hard body. Absolutely hard body. So I'm trying to understand. Check Toddy G, please. Who's Toddy G? Can somebody explain to me who Toddy G is? I must have missed something. Yeah, man, but like there is an R-rated Power Ranger fan film. I'm not going to play it on here, but you can definitely find it. There's also, I don't know if you guys saw this Halloween, but there was a Batman versus Michael Myers fan film that was absolutely incredible. Jason David Frank, when the Green Rangers showed up and started beating the brakes off the rest of them Rangers, man, listen, hard body. Then when he became the White Ranger, and thank God they had sense enough to call it Tiger Power, because White Ranger is, anyway, whole different thing. But listen, a lot, and I think because now people can make movies from their phones, there's a lot more that can happen. And look, I'm here for it. If you're not here for that, I don't know what to tell you. By the way, in case you have not heard, we're on day 2 of Godfrey not pulling up. We're on day 2 of Godfrey not pulling up, but again, he's got an open invitation. That man is welcome here. Let him come on in. White Ranger, Tiger Power, White. Listen, JDF was phenomenal. Way ahead of his time. Got me through high school. Nightcast Media says, still waiting on that Batman Beyond film. Come on, James Gunn, we need that. A Batman Beyond film, if it does not have Michael Keaton, I don't want it. I want Michael Keaton. I want, I almost called her Michelle Pfeiffer. Listen, did y'all see what Michelle Pfeiffer said? Let me see if I can pull that up for you. Hold on. You say you don't know me, but you follow. I really feel like I feel like that, man. Catchy. Now, because it says tell them out, somebody gonna say, you called him and tell them. No, I didn't. No, I did not. I gotta find this because this please tell me I had sense enough to save this. Oh, I didn't save it. Man, listen. It might not be under damn stories. Let me check. Hold tight, y'all. Because we're gonna find it because there's a lot going on out here in the world. A lot to talk. Yes, I found it. Hold on.
Come true. And
let me run this back for y'all.
Batman,
I loved.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I loved. Are you kidding me? Playing Catwoman was like a dream come true. And very different process than Marvel movies, and they're a whole different machine. Batman was actually very intimate, and everything was, it was all. There weren't really special effects.
No CGI.
No CGI.
Yeah.
It was all in real time. The sets were there. There's no. I don't remember there being any green screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like making a regular movie dressed up weird.
Okay, yeah, it's fun. Well, you did Batman.
Again, Eartha Kitt will always be my Catwoman, but Michelle Pfeiffer, what she did for that role, goated. What Michelle Pfeiffer did for Catwoman was goated. She spent months learning how to use a whip, literally doing things in one continuous take. Do you have any idea the physical discipline you need to have in order to pull that off? Shout out to Michelle Pfeiffer. Been a Michelle Pfeiffer fan since Scarface. Wow, Nightcast Media said, who would you want as a Terry McGinnis in Batman Beyond? Now, I know what people would say. A lot of people would say, well, let's get Timothy Chalamet. No Timothy Chalamet as a Terry McGinnis. I want somebody who I think could carry the role. I want somebody who is young enough to pull it off, but is experienced enough to make that happen and grow with the character. The same way I think Tom Holland's going to be Spider-Man until he's 45, at least. And he's doing it. Y'all can say whatever you want, but Tom Holland is doing a superior job as Spider-Man. Do I think he's the best Spider-Man? No. Do I think that this next movie is going to put him in that conversation? And I know you can say he's on the Mount Rushmore because there's only really been 3 movie Spider-Man worth talking about. But when you look at somebody like a Tom Holland, he's able to bring things to that role that other people did not bring. There's a certain level of innocence with him. There's a certain level of growth. You believe his pain. And for me to give that up to a Brit, when I'm a purist when it comes to comic book characters, again, goated. Who would I want to play Terry McGinnis? I'm trying to think. Y'all gonna grind me up for this. I have got an out-of-the-box choice for Terry McGinnis in a Batman Beyond film. Y'all probably gonna grind me up. I do not care. My choice for Terry McGinnis, Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas. I know y'all about to grind me up. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat, by the way, Nick. Thank you so much. Nick Jonas. Let me tell you something. Watch this. Look. I want y'all to be able to see it. Tell me if you can see it. Tell me if you can see it. I think Nick Jonas would be a phenomenal Terry McGinnis because you shaved the beard off. He looks young. Isn't he like 35? Give me some suggestions. I don't want Timothy Chalamet. I don't want Tom Holland because he's Spider-Man. I think Nick Jonas would be dope. All right, no, we're not doing that. Kyle Morton, thank you for the $10 super chat. Said came over from O'Shea's channel. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know, I got a whole bunch of texts, this morning saying O'Shea Duke Jackson did a video on me. So, and that's the thing. I don't know a whole lot of young actors like that who are just that skilled. What about the guy who played Robin in Titans? I could see that. I'm still campaigning for the girl from Sinners. That's my new choice for playing Storm in X-Men. Also, I'm campaigning for Anna Diop. Anna Diop, again, both her and the girl from Sinners are just gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. They've got the build, they got the body, they got the look, they got the framing. I feel like in order to play Storm, you have to have a regal framing. Angela Bassett had that regal framing. I think she passed on it. Janet Jackson has a regal framing. You can say whatever you want, but had Janet Jackson, instead of going on tour, become Storm, we would have been happier than pigs in slop. I'm not dissing Halle Berry at all, but nah, man, I think it's crazy. Jamie Lawson. I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Jamie Lawson. Ooh. At Storm? Can you imagine? Especially if we're talking about Storm, what are we talking about? Black people, white people, whoever else is here. Can we? I want y'all to brace yourselves, because when I put this up, your initial reaction is going to say the name of my show. Damn. Do you see the muscles? Oh, come on. When I tell you I cannot stand pop-ups, Jamie Lawson. 10 out of 10. For Storm, 10 out of 10. Woo! Let's see here. EDC Key with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for being a YouTube member. Say Robert Pattinson should have been Batman Beyond. He looks like Terry McGinnis. I think Robert Pattinson was not a choice for me for Bruce Wayne. I think, no, just like, again, the whole glittery vampire thing, now he's all brooding and whatnot, and he's Batman fumbling around. He's not the world's greatest detective. Like, how about no? I'm not saying the Batman was not a phenomenal film, because it was. I'm saying that Robert Pattinson is never my first choice for anything. Somebody asked me who I think should play Bruce Wayne in the Batman Beyond film. Michael Keaton. If you cannot get Michael Keaton, and I mean, if Michael Keaton is not in, give him backup 5 Brinks trucks. You're going to make $2 billion. You're going to make $2 billion. And we live in a time where now the technology has gotten so good that there is no way that you can't have a great Batman Beyond film that keeps up with what the animation was doing in the 90s and the aughts. So there's that. Nick with the $1.99 super chat says, Mariska Hargitay as Barbara Gordon in Batman Beyond. I'm here for that. Daughter of James Mansfield from Law & Order SVU, if you're not familiar with Mariska Hargitay. But Jamie Lawson is, hold on. Before I get to Mariska Hargitay, I just want y'all to see Anna Diop as Storm. Listen. What is we doing? Ten out of 10. She plays Starfire in Titans. But looking at it, just comparing apples to gorgeousness, I gotta be real and say Jamie Lawson got her. I think Jamie Lawson is smoking her. Respectfully. I think Jamie Lawson is a 3-alarm fire smoke show Storm. I do. I think Jamie Lawson is just top tier. Like, she's got the build. She's young enough. She's got the musculature. She's got the high cheekbones. She's got the smoky eyes. And 10 out of 10. All right, so let's go to Mariska Hargitay as Barbara Gordon. Listen, top tier casting right here. Top tier casting. Top tier casting. I'm here for Mariska Hargitay as Barbara Gordon because, you know, she's, what is she, like 60 now? She's older. So I'm definitely not mad at that. Jamie Lawson as Storm and Damson Idris as T'Challa. Take my money. Just go on and take my money. You can have it. Where KC and take my money, my house, and you're not gonna pull me out the movie theater. Black Wall Street Eye says no Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland's 40-something now. But I think Nubia, who's Wonder Woman's older sister, technically the original Wonder Woman, even though she came later, but from a retcon perspective, I think Kelly Rowland would be a dope Nubia. Like, in case y'all need a reminder as to who Kelly Rowland is. Like, let's not even play with this. Let's not even play with this. Calendria Rowland from Houston, Texas. 10 out of 10. When I tell you, there was a thing in 1997, 98, somewhere around there, when I first got mornings in Philadelphia. Columbia Records had this thing called the Young Soul Power Review. It was a take on like the Motortown Review, where they would have like the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, the Supremes, Diana Ross, so on and so forth, out, and they would like perform. They did that to showcase Destiny's Child, John Forte, if y'all remember John Forte, RIP to John Forte, Jagged Edge, and somebody else I can't think of. And I met Beyonce, I met Kelly, I met Latavia and Latoya, and I saw Kelly Rowland mouthful of braces, and I told her, I was like, you are so beautiful. And that was pre-multi-millions. Kelly Rowland is a traffic stopping looking woman. 10 out of 10. Sorry. Wow. Disco Kryptonite said Bianca Belair is his vote for Storm. If y'all are not familiar with the awesomeness that is Bianca Belair, if you are not up on Bianca Belair, let me give you an education. Bianca Belair is dope. She's one of those people, just her and her husband Montez Ford, just aesthetically got everything. Brown Noosa Dame, damn, Dave 97. Yeah, I was like 20. Yeah, I was about to be 20 years old. Yeah, I was 19 years old. I saw Kelly Rowland. I was like, yo. I went back to my dorm room, hung that Destiny's Child poster up, and stared at Kelly Rowland for months. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, no. Listen. Whoa. Pro wrestlers are actors. Not only are they actors, they are actors and stunt people. Let's not do that. But Bianca Belair is top tier. Like, let's not play here. Let's not start talking crazy. Now, I got it. Lincoln Ward just pulled something out. Lincoln Ward just pulled something out that I can't argue with. I forgot about this. And this is a dark horse, but I would love to see it. And when I tell you, one of the nicest, most beautiful, most kind people not celebrities, I can't, that's not even good enough for me to show y'all. Hold on. I got to do a different way. Not celebrities, human beings. One of the most wonderful people I have ever met in my entire life is Jade Cargill. And when I show you Jade Cargill, and I want to show you her bare face, no makeup, so that you can understand what the hype is about. Jade Cargill, in my professional opinion, was born to play Storm. She got the superhero body. Why we got to do this now? Why are we being corny? Okay, so I gotta do all this. You say you don't know me, but you follow. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Tell me you can't see her as Storm. And she's it. You don't need no CGI. You don't need no padded suit. She can wear like the Storm with just the draperies and like the wing cape. Like, unbelievable. And my whole thing is, if you can take Jafar Jackson, who was born in 1996 and only had 13 years with his uncle, and turn him into Michael Jackson to the point where you forget he's not Michael Jackson, you think you can't do that with Jade Cargill? You mean to tell me you don't think that woman looking like that. Couldn't be Storm? Surely you jest. Surely you jest. Nick with the 199 super chat said, will we get the story of T'Challa and Storm's daughter? I don't know. I think, and I gotta wonder, because allegedly Denzel Washington has been cast as Dr. David Monroe, who is Storm's father. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see what Ryan Coogler is going to do. I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever was a huge misstep. I really think it was. You know, I can't understand. Some people say Storm has an accent link, and some people say she does not. It just depends. What Halle Berry did in that first X-Men movie was diabolically horrible as far as the accent goes. Yeah, no, Jay Cargill's built for it. On my birthday in 2022, this is right before I signed Mark Henry as a client, me and my wife went to an AEW show. And she was like, so, you know, you want this Jay Cargill? Jay Cargill came out as Shitara from Thundercats. I hope I can find that picture. I saw this in real time. I was third row. I still got the chairs. Listen. There's nothing she can't do. You will never have me have some Jay Cargill slander cross my lips. Not ever. Not ever. Jay Cargill is phenomenal. And anything she needs to work on can be improved. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about that. You can argue with your mammy. I said what I said. Gigi with the $2 super chat said, I love all your songs. Truly gifted you are. That was very Yoda of you. All your songs I love. Truly gifted you are. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. And that's always been my argument with Black Panther. They had a 5-year gap where you could have still had T'Challa die, whatever, had a funeral for him because the snap, so on and so forth. You could have had all of that. And then done the whole on your left thing. And then T'Challa, the new T'Challa comes through, whether that's Damson Idris or whoever else. I would love, and if it were me, and I said this before, Michael Jai White should have played T'Chaka, because having an old weathered looking T'Chaka was crazy, because he was still Black Panther for quite some time before T'Challa took it over. And T'Challa in the MCU took it over before the death of T'Chaka. He just wasn't king yet. Yeah, so now it looks like we're switching gears. Zen Kelly said, Katie saying he went back to his friends. Okay, so like, was he on your boat? Was all tall on the beach? Like, then what? Nolan didn't just teleport back to his friends and vice versa. There's a whole lot there. So if we're gonna get into it, let's get into it. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this. Let's get out of this for now. Let's get over here. Let's see what GMA has to say on the subject of Xavier Nolan Wells. And we're going to get your reactions, your comments. Make sure you super chat, because the chat is going way too fast for me to see everything. I'm doing my best.
More on the mysterious death of Nolan Wells. We're joined by his parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, as well as their attorney, Ben Crump. And before we get started, first off, I want to thank you for being here under these circumstances. Know how extremely tough it must be. And we can express our how sorry we are for you and your family. And first question, how are you two holding on?
Taking it second by second.
Day by day. Second by second and day by day, which we all can understand. And I just want to ask you, the friends that Nolan traveled to Horn Island with, they say that he stayed behind voluntarily. Why would he stay behind?
That we cannot answer. I can't fathom why he would. Like,
I don't know why he would. We always taught him to, if you go with a group, you stay with a group. Even when he was in college, he would say, Dad, well, we're gonna ride down to a party or something in another city. So I was telling him, look, if you go with 5, you come back with 5. Do not separate from your group. Because I always say safety is in numbers. And he always said, yes, sir. So he knew to stay with his group. So why would he split from his group? I don't know.
So that would have been unusual for him to split from the group. And you said he would always check in with you. Did he check in with you that day?
So that day, no, I don't. But of course, too, they were on the boat. And usually when he is out there, which it's not uncommon, he's, I think, since last year, he's been going there occasionally with his friends. And so it would always just be like, hey, Mom, I'm back type of thing. But this time there was no call or text from him. It was from his friend.
And then too, really didn't worry a lot about it because it was his last weekend to have fun. Because that Monday he had to report to school. We was preparing to take him back for camp to prepare for the season. So, we're gonna see. He wanted to have his last little hurrah before he locked down and get ready for the season. Because, like I said, the entire summer he's training. He got more serious. He started to understand what I was trying to tell him about football, not just being fun, but as you get farther in it, it becomes a business. If you want to excel, you have to understand, and you have to understand both at the same time.
And we know, Ben, that you said that you're going to do an independent investigation.
Yes.
And
Mumbling Crump is right. I've never heard of a young people have a physical, almost cyborgian tendency and dependency on their phone. How does the phone make it back, but he doesn't? I've also heard unconfirmed, unsubstantiated reports that the rest of the boys have lawyered up. Why? If this is your friend, wouldn't you want to do absolutely everything to help the investigators and the police and the detectives and the forensic people find your friend? And again, I'm not trying to make this a race thing. I'm trying to make this sound like some sucker stuff type situation, because I'm not understanding how this happened. Yeah, absolutely. It's really, I know, I'm going to translate. Dale, what was it? What they don't know? Young bird did bestel bone. Did the bones? Did the boy? Why is it that a lot of these liberals, a lot of these spokespeople, a lot of these Democrat shills don't have a mastery of enunciation? I'm just asking. Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, Ricky Smiley, Mumbling Crump, trying to understand. Lawyered up and deleted their social media. Wow, Albie Chill, that's crazy. Just Too Jazzy said, I heard they were scrubbing the boat down late at night. Let's continue roll footage.
So there are so many questions that need to be answered. And
Deneen Rochelle says, he is the most inarticulate lawyer I've ever heard. Albie Chill, get out my chat, sir. Get out my chat. He said Ben Crump is speaking that Jar Jar Binks. Misa attorney. Misa Ben Crump. Misa help a Jedi. Horrible.
And is there anything you'd like people to know about Nolan? What would you like them to know about your son?
No,
It's okay.
Nolan. Take your time. Nolan was very loving. He was liked by all. It was not a friend that he couldn't make.
No, we'll be right back with more for the parents of Nolan Wells and attorney Ben Crump. We're back now on GMA with the parents of Nolan Wells, Christina and Elmore.
Before we go any further, I would love your thoughts. Make sure you super chat, because the chat is rolling very, very fast and it's hard for me to keep up. So if you want your comment highlighted, let me know. What do you think, so on and so forth, when it comes to this whole situation, the Ben Crump of it all, Lisa said the Tide should have had the body out Sunday, but it came up Monday. Like, I think the kid seemed like a great kid. Charles said Jesse Lee Peterson is a Republican shill, and he's the worst mumble mouth of all. I don't know, because have you heard Roland Martin? Jesse Lee Peterson is also 137 years old. Respectfully. Yeah, so I know he definitely is. Them flat back lesbians. No, I will give you Jesse Lee Peterson. So Lonely says the girl is cooperating with the cops. The so-called friends are not cooperating with the cops. Oh, so the girl he allegedly was with is cooperating with the police, but the friends aren't. I find that funny. To quote my friend Tatiana, I find it weird. I don't get it. Zen Kelly says, I tell you, as a friend of the family, my son is missing, and the first thing you do is go get your son a lawyer instead of helping me find mine? They unalive Nolan. I can't necessarily be mad at that. Make sure you super chat because these comments are coming so fast. Right. Romel Ross says, Ben Crump being in the Nolan Wells case just makes me hope that the family has solid people around them. A son is gone, no money grab, no race bait, just a real investigation and real answers. Well, I will explain something to you. Sorrowfully, I take no joy or pleasure in this. If Benjamin Crump or the Ben Crump law firm is involved, it's always going to be about money, because he's not a prosecutor. He's not a special prosecutor. He's not a criminal defense attorney. He is a civil rights attorney, and civil rights attorneys are the ambulance chasers of victims. They want to make the money. And that in and of itself is insane to me. Please do me a favor if you're here, whether you're a first timer, whether you are a fan or a member, please click that like button. It costs you nothing, but it really helps the algorithm, and we're trying to grow this channel. So that would be extremely helpful to me. Lincoln said, there's a post they're saying came from one of the friend's mother, and she's saying she went to high school with Nolan's mother. Okay. Enigma said, is Horn Island deserted? I'm not sure. DB Smooth said, I remember when that black girl went missing after hanging out with all those white girls. And don't forget about that black girl who went down to Mexico with her so-called friends. Everybody there was black, and they beat her with an inch of her life, and then she wound up passing. I don't know what happened, and that's the thing. Nightcast Media said, Ben Crump is a law practicing, money-grabbing opportunist. Let's keep rolling.
Wansley, and I want you to please continue to tell us what you want the world to know about your son.
So one of those people, like, he always wanted everyone to be included. He didn't want anyone to feel left out. I remember one of his teachers emailing us. I can't remember what grade he was in, but basically it was math class. They had a special needs student, and she asked a question, and Nolan got everyone to put their hands down because he wanted that student to answer. And so student answers the question, and she was like, Christine, the classroom, Nolan went crazy, and everyone else started going crazy, just celebrating that child. Making them feel included. And that was the person he was. Like, he loved everyone. And I always told Nolan, like, you have to be careful when you have such a big heart like that. I love that God blessed you with that, but you have to be careful with that, because that it's not always returned, that type of love.
These Gen Z kids have this thing where if you have something in common, all of a sudden, that's your friend. No. Friendship is earned and tested. The term friend is a hard term to get me to say. I have a lot of associates. I have a lot of colleagues. I have a lot of supporters and fans. I only have a handful of friends. So, yeah, no. Kanika Jenkins, that's absolutely right. Thank you for that, Zen Kelly. Have you hit the like button? Have you considered becoming a member? But yeah, like, all reports say that this was a good kid. So what is the problem? Let's keep going.
But he was just genuinely a good person. Like, I always say, all the best parts of me are with him.
And Dad, anything else you want to add?
It's just, he's going to be really missed. I know a lot of his teammates, they all look to him as a leader. He's more like a silent leader. Not real big on words, more on action, which is kind of like I was. I really wasn't real big on talking. I really wanted to show you, and you follow me, and people follow him, and it's gravitated. He put in the work. He worked hard, and he knew he was focused on what he wanted, and he wanted to make life better for, his family. He wanted to have his own family. He used to say, Dad, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I said, well, son, you got to take it one step at a time. Slow down. Let's go. Let's walk this thing out. Let's train. Let's sign our deals. Let's make these teams, make these camps, put the work in, and everything else will work out. Even his baby brother, their bond got even stronger because now I have a big brother that he's finna do something. So now I want to outdo that. So his focus and his confidence has got even better. So I was looking forward to both of them having outstanding years.
Seasons,
He seemed like he inspired in the home and he inspired outside of the home. And Attorney Crump, where do we go from here? What's next?
Well, the deleted messages that Christina was going to briefly touch on, we want to get the phone and figure that out.
Backtrack on that. When we finally got his phone, me and my sister went through the phone. We went in his Snapchat. He had 2 accounts, absolutely nothing. It wasn't even 24 hours, which is how long videos and pictures stay in Snapchat. And I was just like, that can't be. Like, I've seen Nolan whenever he snaps, like when he goes and he's having fun, like he does videos, like there was absolutely nothing, no saved videos. And even my sister was like, yeah, that's suspicious,
Michael, we having an independent autopsy done at the behest of his family. Colin Kaepernick helped pay for the independent autopsy. We flew his body up from Mississippi to DC because they wanted an autopsy done by a person with no interaction with the Mississippi law enforcement, because there's an issue of trust here that is really important. And the fact that they keep trying to say, well, suggesting it was a drowning, but nobody out there reported him drowning, it's not adding up, Michael Strahan. It is not adding up.
And honestly, we are doing this.
Well, we really appreciate all of you being here. We hope you get the answers that you deserve to have, and we hope you get the closure that you need. Thank you all.
Insane. Let's see here. We've got What's Up PD with the 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. Said, I'm from the next city over, Mississippi. Horn Island is deserted, but people go there just to have fun, a good time, fireworks or whatever. You want to do water is thigh deep, like Destin, Florida, about 20 yards, but the autopsy will tell it all. Thank you for the super chat. I want to show you something else and this is from Hype News. So let's check this out and let's watch it together and we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
At the time, on Monday, his best friend, Javon Williams, would join several of the peers at the boat dock where officials looked to have brought back Wells' body. There, Williams would speak to local outlets and Herald to give his reaction to the breaking news. According to Williams, he was supposed to be on the same boat with Wells, but it had got filled up and he rode on a different boat. Williams would go on to confirm that he did see Nolan on the island. As soon as we got out there, he told me that he loved me. Williams would also go on to say that he last saw Wells close to 4 p.m. And according to him, along with others, reports seeing Nolan with a girl while amongst their friends. Williams would also go on to share that he would end up leaving his phone with Wells' phone on the same boat in question, but would later retrieve his phone before going home. Now, outside of Williams' response, another friend by the name of Trace Carter would apparently give Nolan a warning to be safe before going to the island. According to Sun Herald, Carter would tell Wells, just hit me up when you get back. Just be careful, bro. Watch out for yourself. And in response, Wells would respond with, I got you. I'll hit you up later. Now, according to that same report, it was also noted that Wells knew how to swim and had took lessons at a YMCA in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, where he lived, raising more concerns for some that foul play may be involved in his death. Back over on social media, Javon would continue reacting to the suspicious death of his friend. Over on TikTok, he would post a tribute to Nolan that read, for all the times you accepted my calls, text me, checked up on me, hung out with me, laughed with me. I love you, brother. Followed by a response to one user who would comment, devastating, in which Devon would say he didn't deserve this shit. Williams would continue his grieving on his Instagram stories with a compilation video of Heat and Wells. Now, when it comes to the friends Wells would travel to the island with, they have been identified by social media users. However, it does appear that they have decided to remain quiet on their social pages, with each of them having their Instagram pages on private. Now, upon looking over Wells' Instagram page, this was not the first time he would jump on a boat with friends, as he posted previous adventures of himself on a boat with a similar group of people.
And I'm sorry.
Let's take this for a second. Shirley said, was he on a jet ski and maybe they were going too fast? If that was the case, why wasn't that said? I would love for that to be the truth. If that was the case, why didn't they say that? And if we know that all those kids had cell phones, how come nobody called for help? How come nobody called the Coast Guard? Most boats have a radio on them. You can call the Coast Guard. None of that adds up to me. I would love to be able to give them that type of excuse, that type of out, but I don't see that being what that is. But no. And that to me is insane. Nick said, damn, his homies tried to warn him and he didn't listen. I don't understand that, because to me, it's weird that you make your pages private. It's weird that people are lawyering up. A lot of this is just, for lack of a better term, weird to me. Am I the only one? Where is Dr. Umar? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? Let's go.
But the whole, well, I thought he got on another boat. I didn't realize he was missing. Yeah, that's not sitting right with me, because what do you mean you let your friend just get on a random ass fucking boat? And everybody's in the comments like, oh, well, we boat hop. This is normal. Nobody thought to go with them. And if it was 4th of July weekend and people were drinking and you saw that your friend was drinking, may or may not have been drinking, why would you allow him to get on a boat if you weren't with him? And don't get me wrong, I've been on a boat. I know cell service is shit. Most people leave their phone on dry land because, shit be flipping over. But if he was getting on another boat and you knew that there was no other way to contact him, again, why would you not get on the same fucking boat? And it'd be different and all the boats were just docked in one little area and you guys were just swimming and, you saw in and out. But again, this just is not sitting right. And then y'all didn't realize he was missing until it was time for you guys to go home. Like, y'all didn't sit here and think, oh, well, shit, where is he? Where could he have been? Why is he not back yet? We're taking shots and he's not here to take shots with. Where's my boy at? Like, y'all don't sit here and ask these kind of questions. Like, there's a rule. If you came with me, you're leaving with me. Like, I brought you here. I'm taking you home. You guys don't live by that shit.
Nobody knows what happened to Nolan. Nobody remembers what happened. He went into the woods with a girl and we don't know what happened. So why did y'all leave him? Because I needed to be known that the one fact that we got for sure is they didn't report that baby missing until they got back home. They didn't call when they were getting ready to.
What I say, it must be an echo in here. No.
Pick up the boat and come back home and realize, hey, we can't find Nolan. We'll be looking for him for an hour. Come help us find him. They didn't report it until they got back home.
So the same thing that happened to Nolan Wells almost happened to me. I think I was like 22 years old working at Texas Roadhouse. You know what I mean? Young, silly. Forgot a couple of the things that my granddaddy told me when I was growing up. I thought these people were my friends. Another lesson my grandparents taught me when I was younger is that you don't have any friends. You know what I mean? You really do not. Like, my siblings were always my friends, and I learned that. At any rate, I signed up to go on this, little trip with these people. They let us know, okay, so we're going to get up on the bank right here, and then we're going to go see the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, okay, so but what we going to do at the waterfall? You know what I mean? Because I'm vibing, but at the same time, I'm not stupid. And they was like, we're just going to look at the, sit there, light a fire, smoke some more, drink some more. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get to the little spot where we pull up the canoes, we anchor them off and whatnot. And then they tell us, okay, so this little piece of water right here, we got to swim across that to get to the waterfall. So I get halfway through the water and I realize that, and I'm losing my strength slowly but surely. And at this point in time, I am calling out for help. No music is playing at this time. You know what I mean? None. Yeah, everybody was rambunctious, excited, whatever, but you could clearly hear me out there in the woods. It's still daylight. So I am screaming that I can't make it. Somebody please help me. They turn around, several of them look at me, say, you can do it, come on, let's go. And they continue to walk off. At this point in time, I have already said my prayers and have already decided that I'm going to meet my maker. I scream one more time, I am going to drown, and I went down. I don't know who, can't remember who it was and what just made them decide to change their mind and come back. But one person jumped in that water, grabbed me, pulled me up onto the bank. And mind you, they didn't do anything else after that and continued on their way. As young Black children, the same lesson that I'm sure you're telling all your children now, do not be the only one. And it really doesn't matter how people feel about that, because the concern is preservation of life. So for some reason, God saw fit to not allow me to lose my life that day. And for some reason, God called Nolan home. So I will say that despite what anybody feels about how you
DM, I can't stand you for that. You ain't no good.
Feel about the situation, please have that conversation with your children. And that's all I'm gonna say. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and to his entire family.
According to Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, who would speak when Wells' body was found, the case will be handled like any other cases, with a thorough investigation.
Number one, give the family space and time. They are still processing this tragic event, and all of Nolan's close friends. I'll assure you that the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, we're looking at this whole case just like we would any other case, and we're going to be as thorough as we can.
Now, as far as Nolan's family, they have set up a GoFundMe for all those wanting to show support after Wells' sudden passing. And now,
sorry, and I'm not trying to be morbid, nor am I trying to be disrespectful. Black people, if you are Black in here, I need you to put a 1 in the chat. If you are Black in here right now, very quickly, just put a 1 in the chat, because I need to have a serious conversation with Black people. Matter of fact, let me do this. Black people, put a 1 in the chat. I need to know that you can hear me clearly, because what I'm about to say is extremely important. I am tired of GoFundMes. I am tired of fish fries. I am tired of barbecues. I am tired of hearing about families reaching out and not having the proper amount of money or the proper afterlife care to take care of basic funeral expenses, basic final expenses, and setting up legacy. We love hearing these Negroes out here who were once substitute teachers, but now multi-million-dollar podcasters talk about generational wealth. But funny how nobody's teaching you how to make it. Aside from the Industrial Revolution and slavery, the main way the dominant society generates generational wealth is through life insurance, and lots of it. On top of that, if you are not creating a situation where you have trust, if you're not creating a situation where you have investments, you are not worthy of your lineage. And I can't strip you of your lineage. I'm just telling you, you're not worthy of it, because if you cared about legacy, if you cared about growth, if you cared about making sure that your family is well taken care of, aside from the first thing you need to do is get your health together. You need to get your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental fitness all in a row. And while you're doing that, you also need to make sure that you have things in place in case the unlikely or untimely thing happens. Because the truth of the matter is, every last one of us is in a line we can't get out of. And when we get to the front of that line, that's it. You're out of here. Why do we constantly have to have these GoFundMes? GoFundMe. Every time I turn around, somebody got a GoFundMe. Why aren't we prioritizing life insurance respectfully, like we prioritize Jordans and PS5s? Like we prioritize looking good, clubs, purses, bags, trips, girls' trips, boys' trips. Pause. It's so weird. But why don't we have that same level of urgency when it comes to making sure that our family is not only grieving our loss, but losing income because we're not here? You should at least have enough life insurance where as though people can live off of the interest and use that as a replacement for the amount of money you provided for them. Am I talking to somebody? If you don't have life insurance, y'all need to fix that immediately. Why are you doing GoFundMe's? And again, I'm not here to attack the family of Nolan Xavier Wells. I am not. I'm just calling balls and strikes because I do know they are going to get money. They're going to get money. Ben Crump does not take a case where he does not get money. Why do we not prioritize life insurance? Why do we have to have a tragedy strike and hope that we're able to hit the Ben Crump lottery? Why do we have to have these conversations over and over and over again? It's pathetic and embarrassing. Not the death, the lack of preparedness. You can talk about how great that kid was. And obviously he was a great kid. If your friends are putting up tributes, well, your real friends, not the ones that lawyered up, privatized their page and are not talking, you can tell that he was a good kid. As a father, it is my responsibility to physically be here. And if I cannot physically be here, I need my money to haunt you. I need my money to be so present, you forget that I'm not here. That is your responsibility. And if you're a single mom and you made a bad choice with the father, or the father of your kids is a deadbeat or has moved on, whatever the case may be, your children and your children's children's children should still be eating off of your work. Are you protecting yourself? Do you have trademarks? Do you have copyrights for your creative work? Every time I turn around, some black person is blaming some white person for taking advantage of their lack of business acumen. That also has to stop. But to sit up on Good Morning America and say all these wonderful things, because y'all already know you got Crump in the bag. If Crump is in there, you making money. And I'm not making light of the situation. I am calling balls and strikes. Ben Crump's law firm is known that they will not take a case that they can't make some money off of. Show me where I'm lying. He ain't working for free. He working on contingency. And whatever you get, he gonna get 33 and a third. If you were to Google Ben Crump's net worth right now, it's between estimated $10 to $600 million. So anywhere from 10 million to over $500 million. Come on, man. We got to do better. I just saw a super chat pop up. The Realist Lounge with the $9.99 super chat said, folks still ain't learned from Tamala Hansford. She also should have known about foresight before moving her ass. We live in a country where there are still sundown towns. Those things are rare, but they still exist. I'm not going to act like fire don't burn just because we got a treaty with the fire. And I'm not going to act like every white person is racist. I'm not going to act like every friend group where you happen to be the token or the second token is going to be putting you in a bad situation. But I'm also not going to act oblivious. And that is the problem. Whole life insurance, term life insurance, all life insurance. I'm trying to understand. Because whole life insurance can turn into the bank. Absolutely. I just don't understand how you not have insurance. If you get pregnant, that's the first time you need. As soon as that baby pops out, you get yourself a Gerber grow up plan. You get yourself a Schwab account, and you tell that Schwab account manager that you want to be aggressive. Like, what are we doing? It's nonstop GoFundMe's and fish fries. Ain't y'all embarrassed? Aren't you like, seriously? Like, what are we doing here? What did Michael Jackson say? If you can't feed your baby, don't have a baby. Exactly. It's not expensive to have insurance. If you can't, don't have kids. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear what you didn't know when you got the internet. LS says, too often we live in the here and now. And we don't want to deal with the aftermath. I speak from experience. No. It's not expensive to have insurance. You can get a $100,000 policy for like $15, $20. What are we talking about? you should be getting insurance. Nicole said, I just Googled his net worth. Wow. Listen, I tell people all the time, I don't always get it right, but please fact check me. Between 10 and 600 milli. And he's a mumble mouth. DB Smooth, you better think a YouTube member says, truth is, Dave, people will spend that 20 on Netflix versus life insurance. People prioritize today, not their future. They want comfort now. All the problems I create when I die ain't mine to worry about. I love my legacy too much. I'm trying to get more insurance. Serious. It is not that hard. This is what that spend that ethics and mythology has wrought. I can't disagree with that. But I'm going to have the uncomfortable conversations, whether you like me or not, whether it costs me followers or not, whether I'm never famous or not. I'm not changing faith. I'm not changing fame. I am chasing accountability. I am chasing awareness. And if you're not aware, and I talk about this in depth, and this is not me plugging, but I might as well, because a lot of y'all are new here. This is why I wrote The Real Black Agenda, because I talk about this in this book, the importance of insurance, the importance of treating your children like assets as opposed to liabilities. I treat my children like they're members of the board. And that's it. Brian, where do you hear a beep? Ain't no beep in my house. I know how to change my smoke detector batteries. That's the one. I don't know if that was a shot, but if it was, that's your one. So why aren't we having that conversation? I want to play you something else. Let's go over here and let's look at this. Let's see what Roland Martin has. Let's stop there for a minute. I'm not trying to be funny, but this sounds like a whole lot of white splaining. Respectfully, this sounds like a whole lot of white splaining. Yes, you are a judge. I think the fix is in. I think something else happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got my conspiracy. Oh, sound. Oh my gosh, this damn sound. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me put it back up. Let me go ahead. Let me put this back up. Let me run it back. Because this is wild.
Family, we mourn the loss of Nolan with them. Our prayers have been and will continue to be with them. My husband and I were not at Hone Island at any point on the 4th of July. No one in our family is trying in any way to impede with the investigation by law enforcement or to otherwise hamper the family and law enforcement's quest for answers. Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last at around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water and they had an issue with the bilge pump. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There were no nefarious motivations in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. We live in a world of clickbaiting, sad but true. My family is hopeful that this information will help to redirect the attention to the Wells family, their grief, and their need for our community support. Folks, Nolan's family is waiting on the results of an independent autopsy that is actually being being performed, according to attorney Ben Crump. This still, Robert, is a rather strange story. So here she says that they left around 3. Nolan chose to come back with another group of friends. Okay, where are those friends? And all.
Oh, God. Roland and his table of tethers are about to start babbling, but that statement sounds like a whole lot of woman white-splaining and hiding behind the law. Yes, I am a judge, and I don't want my kids plastered all over the internet. You didn't have an issue with your kids plastered all over the internet when they had social media that was public. When you had social media that was public and you're a judge, you're a public figure. I'm sure you've gotten threats before. None of this adds up. Ladies and gentlemen, I contend that the math ain't mathing. I'm trying to understand. Do y'all want to continue to listen to Roland and the Table of Tethers? Or as I like to call them, the rat dots, Roland and the Table of Tethers? Do y'all want to hear what they have to say? Do you think it is valuable? I think reading the statement was good, even though I could hear the mucus in Roland's mouth. Mika says, Dave, respectfully, you're being disingenuous. I don't think I'm being disingenuous. I'm trying to understand why in the world would someone lawyer up? Why in the world are we getting conflicting reports about, oh, well, they left at 3:30, they left at 4:30, oh, they left at 8. Something is not there. Something is not quite right. I don't know what that is. I don't know enough. I'm still trying to learn. But a lot of this is very suspicious. 4 boys went out, 3 boys came back. I don't understand. Not the Tether League. Geek Surgeon, you wrong for that. It's the League of Tethers. The lots. I don't know. TZ says, how, Mika? Shannon says, something in that milk ain't white. Okay. Tasha said, let's hear what they say. We'll let it roll for like a minute or so. Roll it.
Also, we've seen the social media video. There were a lot of boats in that area. If y'all have the video, play it, where they recorded Nolan arguing with several white male teens.
Yeah, well, I think the issue that many people have, and to the judge's statement on social media, that it has both positive and negatives. One of the positives is it makes it very hard for people to.
His beard is weird. Let's continue.
Bullshit you. In 20, 30 years ago, something happened, you have to take someone's word for it. But in 2026, there's GPS location on nearly every phone. Any Gen Z is recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a live stream. It's not just what people saw or what people said. It is about what is recorded. And I think one of the important things is going to be is police have already, anybody who watches First 48 knows that that initial period of time is what is important. Police should have interviewed every single one of those teens that were there. They should have subpoenaed the cell phones of all individuals involved to make sure they not just that they had all video, but no videos were being deleted. We will probably never know how many different angles of what happened are recorded, and we probably don't have the ability to track those things down at this point in time. But to the judge's statement, she's only making things worse. She's only making things seem as if there's a bigger cover-up going on. I've had the same 5 best friends since freshman year of college. It's been.
Did any of his 5 best friends tell him to get some dental work done? Mika said, I'm talking about you are being disingenuous about the mother as a parent. You would do the exact same thing by deleting social media when people automatically go on attack. When people go on automatically on attack, you can go private. I think deleting is weird. Going private makes a lot of sense. I'm not mad at that. Keeping my kids off of social media, I'm not mad at that. Deletion, something's off. And I would have made, especially as a judge, I'd have made my kid turn over his cell phone. Like, here's a cell phone. Here you go. Because if truly there's nothing to hide, then the investigation should not be impeded in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if those things have or have not happened, but I am curious. Just Too Jazzy stopped and said, rolling about the bus. Pause. Lord have mercy. But his beard is weird. Not the beardy weirdy man. What's wrong with y'all? I'm not sure about the judge's backstory. Give me more, Jazzy.
24 years. We've all been friends. I know where all of them are at any given time. And if one goes missing for any period of time, we will all come together like the Avengers to make sure I'm usually the person missing. But with that, this idea that nobody saw anything, nobody has any concept of what happens, I think is very unsettling to most people. And now there's a social media trend happening called Check on Your Brothers, where black men are literally walking up to black men who are the only black kids or black dudes in their social circle and just checking in with them to make sure they are okay and make sure they know that they are seen, that they're looked out for. And if anything happens, you have a brother around here who can help out. And I think it's important for us to reform this sense of community, this ability to communicate, because we've seen this happen too many times in recent years.
Mika, it's the same link, but okay, come on. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get visual Mika or if we're just going to get vocal Mika today. I don't know which Mika we're getting, but we'll see. Let's roll it.
To the point that we can no longer say it's just a coincidence that so many times there's a group of people and the only black person is one who ends up dead.
Here's why I'm confused, Rebecca.
We know you're confused. He was watching Cheeks on the iPad. Sorry.
This is a News Nation story. They were looking for him. It says Wells didn't have his cell phone when he went missing. His parents, Christine and Elmore Wansley, now have the phone. Okay, Rebecca, for the life of me, I don't know any.
Based on his diet and exercise choices, for the life of me is a phrase Roland should never utter. But let's go.
Gen Z that is not always with a phone.
What up, Afro Nerd?
Hey, Dave. What's up, man? Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say.
Not yet. Almost.
Yeah, man. This is sad. This is a sad state of affairs. And you were going somewhere with something, and I really want to put my 2 cents in it real quick.
Sure.
Look, there's a common theme going on right now that I've been noticing that I don't remember seeing many years ago. I think one of which, when you talked about the lack of insurance, that's a major thing. Like the lack of preparedness, and that's like a common theme, unfortunately, in many Black communities. You see this across the country when someone passes, not even through murky circumstances, they don't have enough money to bury that person. There's never, not everyone, but there's a fair share with this GoFundMe thing. Ironically, I put in the chat room that whites are getting GoFundMes to be able to call you the N-word, and they're becoming millionaires over that. If you remember that story a couple of 6 months ago or something, the white woman, you know about that?
No.
Really? You know, the story, I think it was in Minnesota, where this white woman called a black child on the playground.
Oh, yeah, on the playground. Yeah, now I remember.
Right. Yeah. Now, I think there was someone came in and blocked that, but essentially it was like maybe 800 or 900K she received, because of this quote unquote black fatigue, which is even reversal of what that really means. Even that was taken. But she was able to get that kind of money. That's the level of hatred that is out here against Black people. So I guess my main issue, Dave, is I'm seeing too many parents, Black parents that are relatively young, and their children that don't seem to have core Black ethics, Black information. And is this when you have spin dat, now I'm making the connection, that when you have that out in the universe and people are excusing that, not understanding that it was not that long ago when you had Public Enemy and X-Clan and all that stuff that was putting out different messaging, and there was this, everyone was kind of on the same page on how this Black thing works and how wokeness, original classic wokeness works. Now you have children that have white friends, and I have white friends. It's fine, it's cool. But I was always told, if something goes left, don't be shocked, be prepared. Many of my friends, we're talking about older millennials, maybe some Gen X people.
Sure.
They were told, look, Keep your third eye open. That's what wokeness really means, is keeping that third eye open. Now I see so many young people, they have these friendships. Their blackness is kind of an afterthought. We see clearly that they want to return, make America great again. We see there's a different vibe going on, and we're still acting like we're on autopilot. So I really feel a certain way about this, even with Carmelo Anthony. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And when the parents talk, they don't seem like the parents of yesteryear or of 40 years ago. They don't have that kind of.
You know why that is? You know why that is? First of all, if we're going to talk about Carmelo Anthony, the thing that we don't talk about is the fact that Carmelo Anthony's mama was wearing the pants. And I tell this to people all the time. You're either on my program or you're off my program. When you're a whole man and you're standing in the background, singing in the background, like Gina and Pam on an episode of Martin with Biggie, like you bug the hell out. I want to bring Mika into the conversation. What up, Meek?
Hey, sorry about that. I'm driving, so my service is choppy. No, all I wanted to say is what I was saying, because text gets murky. What I was saying was essentially towards being a parent, right? I would, well, you already know, and most know, I had tons of people just attacking me. All right. So my husband had to delete his social media, literally. 100%. So okay. So privating, deleting, I don't care really what it is. There are stupid ass people, black and white. They're just dumb and will go on and attack people before they know any information, or they don't even care about the information. They just like doing stupid stuff and being trolls and being disgusting people.
Right.
So with that being said, what I am saying as a parent, and they will take stuff about your children and post it places. Like, people are disgusting as people. So I understand why she did what she did. So I don't think that's a count against her. But we know with the robust Roland Martin and friends, they will definitely try to make it racial. Yeah, they will try to make it racial. So because she's white, 100%. And because she knows her children know each other, automatically deleting your social media is a problem. Like, you're not entitled to somebody's social media.
100%. But the thing that I want you to understand is you're comparing apples to bowling balls, and here's what I mean. I hear everything you're saying, and I agree with a lot of it. Here's my issue, right? When it comes to this situation, we're talking about a criminal investigation. And I didn't hear anybody say, hey, they turned over their cell phones. This is what happened. Everybody was like, I feel like they have botched this case to such a level that
you didn't hear who say that. So I know exactly what you're saying. You didn't hear who say that, because as a judge, you would know the law, and you wouldn't say what you have done because it's an ongoing investigation. That would be stupid.
I'm with you on that. No, what I'm talking about is generally speaking, what I've heard is a lot of, and again, some of this is conjecture. A lot of this is, it comes off of a bit weird that the timelines don't match. It also comes off a bit weird. Son, brother, nephew of cops. I'm trying to understand why they did not immediately sequester these kids in separate interrogation rooms and find out what happened. To just make a statement. And when I say sequester, I mean parents, the one kid for each kid in separate interrogation rooms, so that then you can see if there's a common thread. But what has happened is it did not seem like there was a level of urgency. It seems like there was a lot of time for these kids to get their story straight. I'm very curious to see what is going on. And then oh God, and I can't stand mumbling crump. I really can't, because I mean, somebody said he speak like Jar Jar Binks, but when hold on real quick, I'm gonna land. Give me 1 second.
No, it was probably a delay because I took my phone. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing with it is when Mumbling Crump said that there were deleted text messages on Nolan's phone, that to me kind of reeks of foul play. I could be wrong, but something does.
So
There's something that's not right here, and I want to know what it is. That's it. Go ahead.
okay, so just really quick, because to a couple of your points. So
Sure.
for the first point,
Mhm.
well, let me go to the last point because that's the point I can remember the most. So
Sure.
I told you the other day, because you remember I caught the Don Lemon one when it was live, and I told you the other day that I do believe there's stuff that they're not saying, right? But I don't know, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions, because that's where people get in their feelings when they're not correct, right? So you need to have all the information. But no, there's a lot of things not making sense. However, we absolutely also know, especially what I'm dealing with, that there are
100%.
people that are just freaking incompetent. Like they're just incompetent, whether black or
Wait,
white.
Mika,
Like
Mika,
they're
Mika,
incompetent.
Mika. Wait, Mika. I'm so sorry. Something happened.
Yeah.
I know you're driving, but really quickly. We have a super chat.
You have what?
Man says, Brother Dave, hit my music. I'm thankful that the leader hosing lady in my life stopped by today. God bless you, Mika. Drive safely. Respectfully, of course. Leader hosing? Mika ain't German. And I'm not saying you got to be German to wear leader hosing, but I'm trying to understand the connection. Every time I think the Iceman can't do no more, he do more.
He does the most.
And I know I'm going to be kind of
Love it.
wrong because that instrumental is from my album Show Music. It's FBA Fine Black Amazing, and Mika's only technically 10% FBA. But continue.
Oh gosh. No, what I was just saying. Thank you, and thank you, Iceman. What I was just saying, it's incompetence, right? A lot of this stuff gets botched, and because of incompetence. And like I said, you already know the stuff that I'm dealing with is incompetence. Okay, on so many levels. So what I'm saying is there. I'm going to say the same thing I said with the Carmelo thing. When there's only a hyper focus on one thing, you miss out on other things.
Right.
And that's why I hate that they hired Ben Crump. I'm not upset at wanting to get more visibility because it's your child. I would do the same. So I'm in defense of the parents on both sides. Whether my kid is right or wrong, right? I'm going to do the most to protect them. Now, if you do know your kid is wrong, then you go about it, the correct way, of the best way you can protect them and hold them accountable at the same time, which is what I was saying
100%.
about Carmelo, right? But you still going to protect your kids, right? So I'm not discounting the mother and the father here, who I think seem to be very decent parents, right? They seem to be good parents.
Yes.
But Benjamin Crump, Roland Martin, and all of these people, they don't give a damn about the actual justice. All they care about
They give a damn about race hustling.
Correct. 100%. I would like to find out what actually happened to the child instead of talking about.
That's the main concern.
Talking about his race. Yes, and that's what's bothering me with all of this nonsense. But again, my only point was to go back to saying, if it was my kid, I know how people act on the internet. They take your stuff and they make up whatever the hell they want to make up.
Well, they want to. Facts.
I've experienced that, so I know that she's not lying. So yeah, delete your social medias, because they'll go through it and they'll just pick that shit apart.
I'm with you. That makes good sense.
I mean, but when people say that things aren't racial, they treat certain things racially depending on the people. Because had this been a black mother, that deleted her social media because she's getting nasty comments, which would be correct in my opinion, then they wouldn't say anything. Then the racist is in her comments, and so she deleted it. Good. I would delete mine too.
100%. I'm with you.
And so I'm allotting the same for the white mother. We've gone so off the bandwagon where we don't have respect. People, we just look at the color. I don't believe it. Or we look at the color. Oh, she's white. Or it's insane. Instead of focusing on where the focus should be, what happened to the child? That's it.
I'm with you. Well, I appreciate you coming through because I know you got a lot going on. But no, I definitely respect your opinion on that. I'm just, this whole thing is just weird to me, regardless of race. I find it very weird, especially, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, y'all. Roland Martin just made an excellent point, and I want y'all to hear it. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Lord Jesus, hell has frozen. Oh, it's Friday. It's Freaky Friday. That's what's happening. Roll the clip.
I don't hear anything.
Tear the mouth. But I do agree, it's very odd. If he decided to stay behind, why did the phone make it? And also to the point of, I don't know who it was who said it, but man, listen, why in the world would, I'm so confused as to how the cell phone was unlocked.
And they were able to erase the messages.
Yeah, text messages. That's
and Snapchat.
Snapchat keeps a record of everything. You have backup servers. So
yes. All of those platforms have backup services. So there is a way for Mumbling Crump to get that information.
Oh, and he's gonna. And when I tell you, he gonna go after every single dime, but not one dime will bring that boy back. What did T'Challa say?
No.
You shoot what the boy home. I'm
and to speak to that point, Dave. Earlier when you were talking about it.
Hold on, give me one.
Earlier. Okay.
Go ahead, you good.
No, I was just gonna say earlier when you were talking about insurance. When I said I speak from experience, it's not that I don't have insurance for my wife, my children, and myself. It's the previous generation. My parents,
hold that thought, LS. We're having a conversation. Hold on, real quick. I just want to be able to play this for everybody else. I'm just going to play this for everybody else. Hold on.
He wouldn't have his phone? Why would his phone go back with the first group of friends?
One of my mentors is Les Brown, and he said, even a broke clock is right twice a day. Bottom face is right. My favorite MC, 2 Chins, is right. Why, if he decided to stay behind on a deserted island, would he not have his phone with him? And then why was the phone unlocked to a point where they could delete text messages? Something is stinking on Horn Island, and I don't think it's the fish. I'm trying to understand. Did y'all hear it that time? Let me know if y'all heard it that time.
Yeah, I was able to hear it. Yeah.
No, something's off. Something's definitely
very off. You know, what's the saying? I don't know who said it first. Those who have nothing to hide nothing. Deleting social media accounts and you're a judge. Dude, that's strange. I understand what Mika's saying, but in life, you have to take each circumstance in and of itself. In this circumstance, that's weird. And weird is a mild term. You know, it doesn't add up. A judge knows the law inside and out. and they know the back doors. So let's not pretend like, and I'm not even gonna make this a racial thing. Just to give you a personal anecdote story, when I was a preteen, my parents sent me to a camp with my god brother and everyone else. There was a stranger. Many events we had. One was, you could swing out over the lake and let go of the rope and swim back to shore. I didn't know how to swim, but the kids saw that I really wanted to do it. I did it. I can't tell you how many times that night I did it. All of them brought me back to shore. And the vast majority, my god brother and I, maybe 5 other individuals were black. Everybody else was not. And that's not saying, go out and think that we're just absolutely safe. You're not safe in any condition.
At all.
I'm here.
Safe in the country.
Yeah, I'm here only because of God's grace. And that applies to each and every one of us. So, but in this, that's why I said you have to take in every circumstance in and of itself. You have to look at it. You can't always, you can relate it to the other things, but you still have to look at that circumstance in and of itself to diagnose it. When it comes to what happened to Nolan, look, I wasn't there. I don't know, but I did hear something mentioned that he did not want to ingest anything into his body, which leads me to believe, and this is speculation. Like I said, I wasn't there. It seems like, they may have been trying to get him to take a drug or drink some alcohol or something that he didn't want to participate in. And maybe they tricked him into it. Maybe he fell or was pushed off the boat. They couldn't recover him. They didn't react properly, which should have been call the authorities first. Let's see if we can find him now, not return as if nothing happened. I mean, it comes across like I know what you did last summer, if that makes sense.
Situation. I'm with you. Afro Nerd, I'm gonna give you the last word, then I'm gonna read these chats and we're gonna get out of here. What you got, fam?
Yeah, one quick thing, man. I was just thinking about this, and I want to defer to Mika what she said. I think what she says, to be honest, has some validity, because when you go into the paint, when it's even the same race, you can't even leave your infant in a daycare center. Let's make that full stop.
True. Gosh,
right.
Boy, you hit one right there.
Yeah,
So
that right. No. Stop. We're gonna keep it right there for just a second because bars.
Slang.
Facts.
2 black chicks here in Atlanta abused a black child at a daycare center, and Fannie Willis, who black like all of us, won't do anything about it. Go ahead.
So
Gorilla Grip wasn't going to do nothing anyway. Go ahead.
So where I'm going with that is I still go back to that black mindset. I'm still going there with it. Having a black mindset, original wokeness means you should have a healthy sense of paranoia to survive. Now, classic blacks, going with what they went through, 1920s, 1930s, you need to have a healthy sense of paranoia, because somebody could be watching you, right? Or not having your best interest at heart. So whether it's your own people, that situation in Mexico, I think you brought up with these friends, they beat the hell out of that woman. And I think they got off on that. I think they got away with that, believe it or not, about 2 years ago. So, but the issue is we have seen a number of these cases where you have white friends, sole black friend, and that black friend doesn't come out alive. So yeah, I just think we need to have classic awareness as black people, because this is going to continue to happen, and we can't have this whole GoFundMe way out of it. And this is one last point. Time back to Spendak. I'm going back to Spendak. So I saw the video. We're throwing money in the air. Culturally, we're throwing money in the air, but you can't bury your dead in the community. That is why
no money to the insurance man. You can't trick off on the insurance man. It's wild work.
So you see how we cannot continue. This is the nerd speaking. We can't continue to be this way as black people at the dawn of AI. We can't continue to be moving this way. We got to move a little. We got to move up, man. Move up our intellect. Stop clowning people who sound a certain way. You know, it being cool and stupid really isn't that cool anymore. That's it. Black Wall Street Odds, man. Please. Black Wall Street Odds at YouTube.
Make sure y'all support Black Wall Street Odds. LS, thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate y'all. Much love. Thank you for
all
sharing.
good. Anytime, bro.
Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Real quick before we get out of here, I saw something that I want to close on. Original TD, I thought this was an interesting point. He said, white men never like black men or boys with white girls. This will be more complex than we know. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. Not about whether or not because there's a whole Emmett Till history. And again, I'm trying my best not to make this a racist thing. I want this to be a situation where we have honest and forthright conversations about what's going on with this. And so I hope this isn't one of those things where somebody got jealous because a black man, got an opportunity to play in the snow. I hope that that's not what it is. And I don't want to do any speculation. I do want the investigation to break out. Teasy said, breaking news, a choked up sheriff in South Carolina says that some of Javea Harris's remains have been recovered after her body was dissolved by chemicals and poured into a... Gotta look into that. AVJ said, dope show, keep on grinding, bro. I'm doing my best, man. I can't do this without y'all. I need your help to spread the word. I got a small little YouTube channel. Like, I'm dope in real life, but on here, I'm a very small fish. So I'm trying my best. I really am. But I think that we all need to spend some time being clear on what makes the most sense. I love y'all. Have a phenomenal weekend. I'm going to try and do a damn weekend show if I can, but we're doing the best we can out here. And I hope that you guys keep going, keep growing. Enjoy your weekend. And April Ray with the $2 super chat said, why didn't he have black friends too? Phenomenal question. It could just be environmental. There might not be a whole lot of black kids in that particular place. I don't know. I didn't live in that part of South Cac, so I can't really speak to it. Disco Kryptonite said, it's Tekken time. First of all, do not threaten me, sir. Do not threaten me. If you're on PS5, my gamer tag is on the screen scrolling across right now. I don't duck no smoke. I am about that life. I am Hemi Neutron. I am him Curry. That's all I do. I'm him Jim. That's all I do. So again, y'all have a phenomenal weekend. Peace out to my damn nation. Thank you for supporting me. This is one of the fastest growing experiences I've ever had in my life, and I'm grateful. Thank you so much for all that you do. And I'll see you soon. Have a phenomenal weekend. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Start giving a damn. Peace.
Get on. Get your mind right. Real talk, no fluff, no sidelines. We outside, bring the truth to the sunrise. GAM, yeah, we coming at the right time. David, there's some morning news. Like Hook Media. Morning media just got dangerous.